the boy who destroyed the world, and then fixed it. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Dylan. Dylan was a curious and intelligent child, always eager to learn and discover new things. He lived in a small town surrounded by lush green forests and sparkling rivers. He spent most of his days exploring the wilderness and studying science and technology. However, his curious nature would lead him to accidentally discover a way to destroy the world. One summer day, while wandering through the forest, Dylan came across an old abandoned laboratory. The building was in ruins, but the equipment and technology inside were still intact. Dylan couldn't resist the urge to explore the place and learn about the experiments that were conducted there. As he delved deeper into the lab, he stumbled upon a strange button. He had never seen anything like it before and couldn't resist the urge to press it. To his surprise, the button activated a powerful weapon that released an enormous energy blast, destroying everything in its path. Trees were uprooted, mountains were vaporized, and the blast created a crater in the forest. Dylan panicked and tried to run, but he was caught in the blast radius. He woke up hours later to find that the whole world was plunged into darkness. He couldn't find a trace of the town he grew up in. He was alone and stranded. As he stumbled through the ruins of his town, Dylan was filled with guilt and remorse for what he had done. He had destroyed not only his home but the entire world. He saw the destruction was everywhere, and the sight was too much for him to bear. He sat on the rubble of his house and cried. He felt the weight of the destruction he caused on his shoulders, and he didn't know how to handle it. Over the next few days, Dylan struggled to come to terms with what he had done. He felt overwhelmed by guilt and sadness, and he didn't know how to cope. He isolated himself from the remaining survivors. He couldn't bear to look at them knowing that he is the cause of their suffering. But as days passed, he realized that he couldn't just sit and dwell in his guilt. He had to do something to fix his mistake. He spent years researching and experimenting, determined to find a way to put the world back together. He worked tirelessly, often going without sleep or food, but he never gave up. He read everything he could find about the weapon that destroyed the world and the technology used in it. He studied the science behind it. He tried to recreate the energy source but with a different outcome. Finally, after many long years, Dylan succeeded in creating a device that could reverse the damage he had done. He traveled the world, using his device to restore buildings and cities and to heal the wounded and sick. He worked tirelessly to bring hope and help to the people, who had been devastated by his actions. He would go to each town, show the device and explain how it works. He would then ask for their permission to use it to heal the town. As he traveled, he saw the people slowly recovering from the trauma. He felt a sense of satisfaction knowing that he helped bring life back to the people. Over time, the world began to heal and people slowly returned to their normal lives. Dylan was hailed as a hero for his selfless actions, and he was grateful to be able to make amends for the pain and suffering he had caused. He had destroyed the world, but he had also put it all back together. And from that day on he always felt a sense of responsibility and caution. He always remembered the power that can come with curiosity and knowledge and used them only for good.